Hi there, welcome back to another update on the Beetle. Frame head fully welded on. Sorry about the noise from neighbours having some work done. Frame head fully welded on. Got the pedal brackets all welded on as well. So I'll show you how I did the frame head, and then I'm going to flip it over, start prepping the rest of it for painting and hopefully get it in some epoxy today. So enjoy. So here's the frame head fully welded on now. To cut the tunnel down, the tunnel actually sits on this lip here. So a few spot welds, seam welded all the way around, right around here for the brake assembly. Got the strengthening bracket on for the brake assembly, fuel throttle bracket on there. These are all got Welded primer underneath them. I also welded some tubes in here to stop it collapsing when you tighten up the brake master. So that's pretty much it all on now. It's all welded on the edges. Both pans are on now as well. It's all fully welded up. Just the last bits to weld on today is the heater tubes. I'm going to put them in, weld them on. What's next to do? Well, the pan is fully welded on all the way through now. So I'm going to just weld them on and then prep the rest of it for paint. Just thought I'd show some of the tools I use. So I've got a belt sander, it's only a cheap one but it does the job. I have two sets of grinders, one with a flappy grinding disc on and one with a cutting disc on. It's just faster that way instead of changing discs all the time. Here's some of the discs, like the plasma cutting ones because they're real thin and cut really fast. A couple of spare belts, and then I have all different. That was a bit worn out, but I have boxes of new ones. Back on shaky cam. So that's the last part of welding all done now. So I'm going to start prepping it for paint. I've got a couple of bits. I'll just flip you around actually and show you. So I've just got some attachments for my drill to get all this paint off in here. I tried paint stripping it, but it didn't really touch it because it's 50 plus years old. So there's just them bits there. There's a couple of welds I just want to tidy up with a belt sander. Got a couple of all this to sort out, and then it'll be ready to go in epoxy. But it's finally all welded. So I've got a couple of attachments here to put on my corded drill, just to get in all the little nuts and crannies, because it's a bit tight with grinder and the belt sander. So we'll see how these go. So I'm just going to use my old faithful corded drill. I've got my cordless ones, but for how much I need to do, I don't really want to kill the batteries or anything. So let's go with this. That's the majority of the paint off. There's no actual real rust, it's just years of build up of paint. There's a couple of little bits in the corners to get out, but it's taking forever right now. So I'm going to flip it over and start prepping the bottom half. That's the pan flipped over. So as you can see here, there's not a lot of info on this corner though to do it. If you save the corner pieces, if they're savable, they do actually fit in there. This one wasn't savable, so I had to make my own. But it's all going to get seam sealed up anyway. That's the floor pan's on. That's all I did, I just welded it across there. Just welded across here, and then down it just a little bit, down each side. That's the brake shock nut I had to put on. But the bottom of it doesn't need much prep compared to the top section. I've already started all this lot on these, so I've just got to get this lot off in there. Hit it with some rust converter just so I need the pitting, and then hopefully shoot it in some epoxy. So this is where I'm going to leave it for today. I've gone over it all, 180 grit. It's pretty much there. I've got this leg is more or less there. This side I've still got a little bit more to do, but it's taking forever. Just show over at 180 just to get like all the high tops off it. Then I'm going to go over all 320 before the epoxy goes on. Well, that's the update for today. Next video it should be in epoxy. We'll start seam sealing it all, getting it ready for the high build primer and then the top coat going on. So thanks for watching guys. Stay tuned for more. See ya.